Tom.
I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Except today, it's a preview for science. Why, you ask? Because we are previewing Faux Hunters, which is going to come out on Kickstarter very soon. If you're watching this video, it's on Kickstarter. So, it's a preview because it is not available yet, but you can back it on Kickstarter.
Yes.
And then it will be available. Faux Hunters is a cooperative game. It's a deck builder, but let's get into that later because I think that's a bit of a misnomer.
Yeah.
In which you take a hero and your other teammates take a different hero, and then you use that hero to fight the villain. I've got two villains here. They're each the same villain, but one is for a 2-player variant, and then the other is for like 4 to 6 players or whatnot. So, what you do on your turn is draw a card, and then you play a card from your hand, purchase a card from the city deck, and then activate one of your feats. So you can do those last 3 in any order. It's strategic how you do that. You kind of...
Your turns are also...
Pretty much how you choose them.
It's not always me first, then him. It's whichever you want to.
Right. Yeah. And then after... so the foe goes first, then you go... Everyone in the group goes, and then the foe goes again until you defeat the foe or the foe defeats you. Let's talk simplicity versus complexity.
I would say this game is complex. There's a lot of card text. So we have the prototype. So
yeah, the art is not final.
Yeah, so there's no art on these, but you can see that, or maybe you can't. There's just text on every single one of them, and there's no 2 cards that are the same. And so there's just a lot of reading and a lot of stuff going on. Because I have my own deck, and then all my teammates have their own deck, and then the villain has its deck. So there's just a lot going on. So I say it's complex, but in what you need to do, it's simple. Like you said, you draw a card and you play a card and you do a feat. And so in that sense, it's simple. There's just a lot of card text, which makes it a little bit more complex than games that have no card text.
I agree with Molly. You can get bogged down in the fact that every card has a unique text that you have to be aware of, and what they all... like how they activate is different in some cases, and what they let you do is different. But they're, it's simple in that once you play, you pretty much get it. Like it's not a very complex game in that regard. Luck versus strategy. It's strategic. The choices you make matter. Every card is different, and so which one are you going to play? You can only play 1 card per turn unless another card allows you to play another. And so the choices you make matter. Is very strategic. Although the luck is that the city deck, from which you can purchase cards, there's only 4 of them out at any given time, and you can only purchase one of those, but will the card that you want be available?
Yeah.
So this hero is red, which means he's like a fighter. This hero is purple, which means he's a caster. You've got the green, which is a support.
Yes.
And so I pulled out a bunch of cards that are all red. They're good for the red. You can see they're red here, and that matches this red. They're good for the red heroes. They can be used by the purple and green.
They match the theme of what the red is trying to go for.
So there is some amount of chance in that maybe what you want isn't there, but you can mitigate that by destroying a card as a group. You choose which card to discard at the end of the foe phase. So I mean, I think there's some strategy that balances nicely with the luck.
Yeah, I think it's pretty strategic in for one, what hero you choose to go first, because that's a thing that a lot of games don't have.
True.
Am I going to go first or is Tom going to go first? And so I think there's some strategy in that. Again, it's a game where you're shuffling a deck and drawing cards. There's always going to be luck in that. And there's 3 different decks that you're involved with. Your hero deck, the city deck you can buy cards from, and then the foes deck that you're also trying to, that is random as well. So there's obviously some luck in that, but I do think there's strategy in what you can choose to do.
Fun versus boring. This game is fun. It reminds me a lot of Sentinels, the Multiverse. In fact, a lot of this feels very Sentinels. The fact that it's a deck builder is where that kind of where it departs. The thing is that because you only draw 1 card and you only buy 1 card, oftentimes you don't see your deck. You win or you lose before you get to shuffle your deck. And like Molly and I talked about that earlier, and we think that in the deck builder, really it's important. The reason it's a deck builder is because it's important that you get to that shuffle.
Right. The whole point of a deck builder is to make your deck better so that you can draw those cards.
This deck doesn't have bad cards. Like in Dominion, I don't want coppers. I don't want estates and,
They're ends to a means, and you want to get rid of them quick.
means to an end.
Oh, means to an end. Ooh.
So in DC deck building game, I don't want punches and I don't want vulnerabilities. But in this game, I want all my starting hand.
Yeah.
They're all good. So I don't know if it's as much a deck builder as much as just trying to hammer down this foe and like having
manipulation, because you are getting cards into your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, where this game shines is the heroes and how they feel. We got we have like the Necromancer, brings a bunch of minions back from the dead.
Super great.
So good. The Paladin, it's all about helping others and healing and fighting.
Yeah. And I think I played one of the heroes. We don't have it out.
The Druid.
I think the Druid, which is I think a stretch goal for the Kickstarter,
Right.
and it was you just switched different forms of different animals. So that was really cool because I felt when I was the bear, I was like good defender, and so that felt really it was awesome. Yeah, it was very thematic.
This game shines in the theme and how it feels with the heroes. Would you say fun versus boring?
Yeah, same thing. I think it's fun. I think working together. Again, it's very much like Sentinels, but you're fantasy characters instead of superheroes.
So anyway, this is a prototype. The art isn't final. Rulebook's not final, but what you see is probably what you're going to get in terms of how the cards play.
And we are friends at Gameology, and so if you subscribe to us on YouTube, find us on YouTube, you can win a free glitter painting of your favorite superhero. This is a Ninja Turtles, but I'll do any favorite superhero icon. So like the shield of Captain America. So subscribe. Every time we hit a multiple of 500 subscribers, we pick a lucky winner. So subscribe because you could be the winner. So this is Faux Hunters. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.